Coach, how are you? How are you feeling? My first question: how is the team heading up to the game? Any injury updates? Are you gonna make any changes?
Yeah, everything is good in the team this week. It's been a full week of training, which is obviously good. These last couple of weeks allows us to get into our rhythm a little bit better. Um, on the health front, Jordan Hamilton is fully back into training, and the only one we're missing is Terran Campbell.
Any concerns on the positions of all the other teams? I know you said that the team is having a good time. The players, I mean, you're having sorry, you said that the team is having a good time, and sometimes the results don't come, but the team is playing well. Um, eh, I know the other teams are probably catching up on the positions. Are you concerned that Forge came down to the fifth?
No, because in a matter of 2 games, you could be second. In a matter of 3 games, you could be first. That's the CPL. Everything changes very quickly. So you have to focus on the game that you have in front of you, and in the moment, not look at the standings. We've seen that over history where, after 10 games, we've been a team who's had 20 points. We've been a team who's had 15 points. We've been a team who's had 13 points. It really hasn't affected the long term what you do. Of course, the more you have in the beginning of the season, the better it makes it. But it's about finding consistency and getting a good string of games together. And I think that's the point we are right now. We're a team that's 6 months into our season. That's a lot different than most of the teams, other than Cavalry. So there's going to be periods in the season where maybe there is a little bit of mental fatigue, not so much, let's say, from a physical aspect. But apart from 1 game this season, I think the football has been very good, and that's the most important thing. Each game you face something a little bit different. A lot of times we face lower block teams that sit to watch, and that's the hardest thing sometimes to break down. And every team in those situations is going to have 5 to 10 counter-attacking moments that when you're in control of the game, all of a sudden you're not. And we saw that last Saturday, so that's something we need to be careful of. And it's a good moment for us to come out and play on Sunday here in front of our crowd and make sure we keep our positive home record going.
Thank you, Coach.
Next question goes to Mitchell.
Sounds good. Bob, you spoke about having a full week of training. Obviously, that means Nana got a little bit more time to work with the group and integrate tactically. How's he doing on that? What does he, continue to bring to your group as you kind of get to see more of him? And how is his progression coming physically as you push him towards probably the opportunity at least to have a starting role in the coming weeks?
Yeah, I think it's been very good, a very, very good, positive week of training. One thing we learn more about him each and every day is his professional demeanor and how he goes about taking care of himself, both on and off the field. It's fantastic. There's a reason he's played so many games in top leagues in Europe, and you see that in him. And we just want to make sure that we're moving him along properly here. That he's in the best situation to help the team where needed, whether that's coming in off the bench or starting games, and we'll get there, pretty soon. But we're happy with the way the team is playing. We're happy with his, first performance last week, and we expect a little bit more of the same.
And you mentioned teams playing in kind of lower blocks against you. One thing Valour sort of did the last time they played you was really disrupt your tempo. How do you try and have the guys keyed in for that and make sure they don't get the opportunity to do that again on the weekend?
Yeah, I think every situation that a team brings to you brings opportunity. Last week we played Halifax. Halifax traditionally likes to keep the ball, and last week they weren't on the ball much. So that's going to give you certain spaces on the pitch. You need to recognize that. You need to be prepared for it. We try and prepare the team as best as possible, and then you need to make those decisions on the field. Valour has switched up what they do in their games by being higher up on the field, lower in the middle block with spaces between the lines. So they're actually a team that morphs quite a bit compared to a lot of teams in the league and changes a little bit game from game. But that's a good start or a good spot to start when you look at our last game, because match tempo always needs to be high for us to have a good game, and it's something we've been talking about this week, and I think the guys understand that.
Thanks so much, Bobby.
That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everyone.